Hello and welcome to Chat G&G with me, Gags, and he's Grizz. How you doing, buddy?
Buddy is doing all right. How are we doing, buddy? How is the mood? What is the mood? We're here to gauge
Mood
people's
is mood
moods,
is
I
great.
think.
I think the
Huh?
mood's great. I think it's fine. I'm
You
not.
may be, but there is elements of the mood in the fan base that I want to gauge. So we're gonna get into
I
it,
think
and
people are pissed off about the contract still, because that seems to be coming to the fore again and again, especially when we lose. I think, like that. I think it
hmm,
happens, but otherwise, I could have a bit of pragmatism. Like, when was the last time Liverpool did well
hmm,
in the Champions League and won the league? You're gonna have to be going back when it
okay.
wasn't the Champions League. It was when we were the European Cup. That's the last time we won it, both things. The last time
Hmm.
we won the league, we went out in the same round in 2020. So
Okay, so you're looking for omens. Are you looking
I'm
like?
not even looking at omens. I'm just saying it's
Are
very
you, so you're
hard
looking
to
at,
win
yes,
a league.
statistically.
Yeah, it's very hard to win a league and a Champions League with a squad like ours. I don't think it's big, right? It's a big squad, but it's not quality wise big. Like the quality is 12 to 13, 14, maybe 15 players.
That you
Whereas
trust. That
yeah,
you
yeah,
trust.
that he trusts. But I think that's what you have to gauge it on in what the quality is
Or
what
the
the
coach
manager
trusts. Yeah.
thinks is quality, right? Not
Mm.
what the fans think, because the fans can think whatever the hell they want. The guy
Yeah.
who's working with them day in, day out is going to know what suits his system.
Yeah.
So from my and we've gone straight into this, but my point is
We
that
have. It just
I think
shows you basically what it shows people that it's playing on Gags's mind every day, every night. These issues, these glaring issues that he's about to speak on
there's
about
no,
Liverpool.
I don't say it's an issue. I don't think it's. I think the key thing is that we have to know what the limitation is of the squad. And I did say this right at the start of the January this year
Mm, mm.
that they can't. The squad's not ready for a trophy haul. It's not ready to go the distance, and something's going to give somewhere. And you could tell that we just weren't. We just weren't as energetic as PSG. They are able to rest players every weekend if they want to and still smash every team in their league, right? They don't have to go full pelt every game. In the Premier League, even though it's a Southampton, we have to go full pelt. And that's even because, we've played so many games this season.
I
So,
guess so. I guess we do have to work our way backwards. Then I mean, not everybody's going to want to touch upon PSG, but briefly, then
hmm,
sounds like okay. Can expectations change during a season as you go along? So we spoke
no,
about our expectations at the start of the season. I'm gonna go first.
go on.
So I thought, give me a third place finish. Don't
Hmm,
fall off, Liverpool.
hmm,
Don't do a Wenger. Don't do an Arsenal under Wenger when he left.
hmm.
Don't do a United when Fergie left. Give me consolidate third stroke second place finish and give me a domestic trophy, and that would be a first class first season for Arne Slot. That was my ambitions at the start of the season. What was yours?
Man, it was very similar. I was like, I would like a real. I wanted to go quite far in the Champions League because I didn't think the Premier League was an option to
Hmm.
win. So I was
Hmm.
like, if there's one thing we could do, it would be nice to try and go as far as possible in the Champions League just to get a bit excited, have something to be excited about at the end of the season. I think it's nice where you go deep. When you go deep. I think we'd won the cups a lot. Recently we've been in the finals of the Carabao and the FA
You're
Cup and
not a
stuff.
fan. You're
No,
not a
no,
fan.
I am. I've seen it and we've done it. I wanna win the big two more. Like it's
Yeah,
like
but this is my point, Gags.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We weren't in a position to expect that this season.
No, no, not expect, but I thought if we went as far as possible in the Champions League, it'd be nice to be excited about it. And you never know what could happen. So I didn't have it as a
So
like a
fast
wish.
forward. So fast forward. Let's say 4 months
Hmm.
into December time,
Hmm.
with the situation that everything was in.
Yeah.
Did our expectations change? Did your expectations change? Or was you still no? I'm happy, I'm content.
No.
Because I tell you why I'm asking these questions. This is the way it depends on the narratives that we build up in our own minds in terms of no, I want more, or greed, or some people say, set your standards high. And some people say, do you know what I mean? It's different perceptions of how you want the season to end.
Yeah.
as opposed to how you wanted it to start or what you wanted at the start. So come Christmas time, I was of the opinion I don't care about any of the cups, like you said. I
Hmm.
want that league title at all costs. And if you bring me that league title, even if it means we get knocked out in the next following round of the Champions League, of the League Cup, of the FA Cup, I'll still be jumping for joy because that's how badly I wanted it by December.
Yeah. I think when I got to the turn of the year,
Mm.
it was, I don't care what happens anywhere else, just give me this league now. I think also just the way that it was a 2-horse race or a 3-horse race, it was two. City kind of started dropping off in November. Post they handled Rodri for a month, I think, and then it just went completely died. Right, they just went through this real bad phase in October, November, I think. And at that point, I knew this is the only chance. Like we're gonna get, like they will reset themselves up like they did last time they capitulated and we won the league. They went 4 in a row. If they don't get
I mean,
punished,
I personally don't think it's simple as that this time round at all.
well, let's
But we'll
see.
see.
Let's
We'll
see.
see.
They can
Yeah.
they can buy themselves out of any problem. That's the problem, right?
I don't think
So
they can.
I think they can. I think they can. Until they get punished, they can. They just
No,
will.
I no, no, not in terms of financially or legally. I
Yeah,
meant in terms of actual
players.
players and quality, and they will never dominate like they have done in the last 5 years. Never again.
Well, that would be
I, I'll
lovely.
gi- I think it's I
Even
think
if
it's
even if all 3 of our boys leave,
which won't happen. So that's
I know. But
hypothetical.
I'm saying if they do, then it's a possibility right
No,
now.
then
So
it's a wild, wild west, is it? We don't know how we replace them. We
exactly.
don't know. We don't know how Rodri will be when he comes back. But we digress. Sorry, you
Anyway,
were saying.
so when it got to the turn of the year and we were ahead, it was just I don't really give a crap about anything else. Um, if I had to choose two, then it's like win the Premier League and go as far as possible in the Champions League, just to show how good the squad, like just to show how good the manager is more than the
Mm,
squad.
mm.
But now, we've got a chance still to win 2 trophies, which is nice. And that's super, super, super successful if he does the Carabao on Sunday and then carries on to win. I mean, this is the wildest dreams type. Like this is insane season,
But
insane
this is
still.
it. See, I like this now. Now we're kind of warming up, guys, and thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us, and now we're probably 8 minutes into the conversation. We just went straight into it because so much to get through, so much has happened, and
Mm-hmm.
so much is yet to happen. Um, as I said, I wanted to gauge the mood of the people. See how we're feeling, see how we're doing. There was a bit of despondency from my side after PSG. I tell
There
you
will
why,
be. There will be.
because I think we played really well, Gags.
Yeah, we did what we did to them. Not as bad as
Not
what we did
as
to them,
yeah.
but we did miss a ton of chances, right? Like they
Mm,
missed. And
mm,
we ended up losing 1-0 like they did. And then when you
mm.
get to extra time with this squad and the legs, and then you get to penalties, anything can happen, right? And since most of our penalty takers were gone off the pitch, either injured or taken off the pitch, um, you expect what happened to happen, really. Darwin Nunes being one of your penalty takers is going to leave us in the way it is, And also,
Mm.
their keeper is a specialist, at this, and he showed that big frame of his did the job for them. I found it difficult to be totally despondent because there's so much good still to come in the season for us, and the players have done such an incredible job. And I only look at FSG, I only look at Edwards and Hughes to say, hey, if you really wanted to win this one and get more money into the club from Champions League, you should have supported them in the like I was telling you in the January transfer window when we spoke about it. If you really want to go further, you need another right back or you need a hybrid right back, centre back. Look at Gomez and Trent and Bradley all went. 3 injury prone players all got injured. And it ended up hurting us in that game itself, because had we had one of those on the bench, I think the game would be a little bit different. Because it just would have been a bit more solid. Especially because Trent probably wouldn't have played and Bradley would have started and Trent could have come on afterwards. I just think another midfielder would really help the legs. We lost the legs, another controller in there or just a defensive midfielder, a solid one that you think he's never going to sign. Um, you know, Something else in there in the middle to give him that quality that he doesn't, because he's not relying on Ender to start any game ever, right? He's never starting. He's just doing the last 20 minutes.
But then we're going to get into the same old argument when it comes to, I don't know if it's an FSG or the coach issue at the time. Obviously, previously Jurgen Klopp and now Arne Slot. So now it's come to light that Arne Slot was part of the process or part of the decision in terms of, I want to see where we are. I want to give everyone a fair crack of the whip. I want to assess my squad. So that explains the first window.
Then it's Arne's the first window. Yes, I'm talking about January mainly. And if it's Arne's decision in January, then he's to blame too. You know, at the end of the day, let's call what it is. I'm not going to just going to say it's FSG's fault. And if he's in part of that decision to say no, we're not signing anyone, then he's to blame too. And at the end of the day, if you're pissed with that, that's up to you. I will trust him. I'll trust him now in this case because he deserves the trust from how he's performed. And if that's his decision, then fine. He decided to quit on a couple of trophies. And unfortunately for him, one of them was the Champions League. You know, because that's what's going to happen with that kind of squad. And you don't trust.
I'm wary of saying things like, if we had bought one more midfielder, we would have won the Champions League.
Not one. I'm not saying one. I'm saying we would have got further because you can't guarantee a win in the Champions League, man. That is look how hard it is to win that trophy. It's one of the most difficult ones just because.
And also, but then also, Gags, you know, January. And
money
I know we bought gems in January, but we've also kept our powder dry and gone for the target in summer. And without going into names or whatever, maybe it's not possible or wasn't possible to bring in the player that we want, a la Konate a couple of seasons ago, where, you know, we went through a shocking state of injuries at centre back and gave him some duds that he had no intention of ever playing or keeping. I'd rather do the latter and not buy.
Yeah, I agree. I think not moving Jan was fine, says selection.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's fine, then that's what you get. You get
because ultimately
that's what you get, though.
I tell you why I struggle to make an argument.
I'm just saying, if it's fine, this is what happens. Okay.
But I'm fine with what happens.
Yeah.
Because what happens is we're 15 points clear in March.
It's awesome.
That's what happens.
Awesome. Like I said.
You get it?
The only thing I'm saying, you're getting me wrong. I was happy with just the Premier League, right?
Right.
We're going to get a bonus.
This is why I want to ask you, when did your expectations fall? When did anyone's expectations change? And then with expectations changing, do our demands start changing now? Because
by the way, all right, Dave's LFC chats. Thank you very much. Yep. But yeah, like I said to you, December, I wanted the Premier League only. What people were saying though around, you know, all the fans, there's a quadruple to be won. I was like, don't talk shit. Because we don't have a squad for a Champions League. We just don't have it to win all of them. So then that's why I was saying to you, demote the Carabao and the FA, because you then get some of that minutes saved for this Champions League, right? Yeah. That's what I was saying. So people were getting me wrong, but I was saying, look, you have to prioritize with this squad because it's not strong enough to go for all four. And look, we've ended up there. If you ask me, am I still happy? I'm ecstatic that we're going to win the Premier League. You're stupid if you're not happy with this season. I'm sorry. You're dumb. This season's gone amazingly well. This season is far beyond anyone's realm of imagination. So we can't complain. We can't. I'm just saying, for those people who wanted a quad or complaining about a quad or complaining about more,
which is quite crazy.
You shouldn't be complaining.
Okay, so I'm going to pinpoint it a little bit. I'm going to get into more detail then. So you said, and we agreed, that he needs to rotate and player load management, etc. Do you remember we were having these discussions about a month back, or a couple of months back now? And I want to bring it right forward now to the Southampton at home game, Gags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The few days before the first leg of the Champions League final, was it? No. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Before the second leg. The Southampton game at home.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He picks the lineup that he does, which is pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, the same lineup that plays against PSG 3 days later. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think it was.
Wow. Was it exactly the same team? Didn't Nunes start? Did Nunes start both?
Oh, sugar. Nunes started.
Yeah. I'll check.
Nunes
No
started
worries.
against,
We're gonna have a look.
Nunes started against Southampton.
Hmm.
But predominantly, he changed the same. He kept the same midfield, which was.
Yeah, he doesn't change much, does he? Like, let's be honest. He's really not
Now,
changing.
was that in the context of just that tie?
Hmm.
Was that a fatal error or misjudgment?
3 changes. Costas, Maka, and Jota didn't start against Southampton. So there were 3. So they came back in. So the 3. Because we were shocked that Maka would be dropped. We thought, no,
Sabozalai, I believe, played full 90 minutes.
No, 46. They halved it. They did 46. So what he did was smart. He took Jones and Sabozlai off at Southampton halftime and brought in Elliott and Maka, and they changed the game halftime, didn't they? Really?
Yep.
And so that's what he did. And then Grav went off 81. So he gave Sabozlai and Maka 45 each, basically.
So then, how do we explain the lack of energy in that extra time period?
Because Maka and Sabozlai went off because they were shattered.
But this is my point. Why,
Well, I don't think that
because looking forward, I don't like this notion now that or this narrative that's being built that we're tired and our midfielders are being overran because it's March. Like imagine the league was a little bit tighter. Then it's coming back to your not theory, but remember we were discussing about how we fall off every season at this time. Do you remember last season we fell off at this time of year and previous seasons? Yeah. How do we fix this and cure this moving forward then? Because at the moment we've built up a magnificent lead and it won't come back to bite us in the arse.
I think because the team is nicely set up to play 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it is, 98 minutes if we play that much in a game. But going into extra time, I don't think we've got enough depth. Like I said earlier, I don't think we've got enough depth to cover a Zabazai or a Maka coming off, or even now a Trent going off. If you think about it, in this game, what was helping us control the game was Maka, Dom, and Trent. When you get all 3 gone, second half of extra time.
Oh, it was as soon as Trent got injured, my heart sank.
He was so good. That was his best game. That was his best game of the season. Defensively, going forward, he was driving us. It was awesome. And also, let me just say, you can see Mo's age during this Ramzan for him. He's and that's not a diss to him. Like, hey, he's fasting, man, and he's not going to eat right before a game starts. I don't think that's how footballers work. They have to eat at a certain time in the day so that the food is like, it's digested and all that, and the energy's in the right place in their body. He would just be on liquids before that game to break his fast. So you could see though that he just hasn't the energy. And when April 2nd comes and Eid's done and he's back to some normality of eating and stuff, you'll see the real Mo again because he'll have full energy. So people saying what happened to Moses, and I just think he's fasting. And some of the younger guys like Ibu and Trent, they're young. They're in their 20s. That's why they can handle it a bit better. This guy's 32, been playing the top level football with Klopp for a long time. It's going to take a toll. Everyone ages in a different way. So look, loads of things happened. Energy was not in the team. It's okay. That's why that's why Ibu was also cramping up. Just hadn't ate. He's on just drinking. So look, it's fine. These things happen. And like I said, I think it's a squad depth thing, Grizz. When I say a midfielder, if a Zubimendi was in this squad, like we went for him, we'd probably be much further away in the league. Like we'd probably be like 24 points clear, and we probably would have beaten PSG, and we probably would be in the FA Cup. Just one player like that, a controlling midfielder, can help so much. And Grav would probably have a lot more energy because he wouldn't be overplayed, because he does look like a shadow.
He absolutely looks like a shadow of himself.
So
last month or so.
Yeah, it does happen, man. And I tell you what, Grav's going to look amazing towards the end of the season. You know why? Because we're playing once a week.
Yeah. Well, basically after today, after Sunday.
Everton and Fulham are just twice in a week, but then after that, it's weekly. After that, it's weekly, and you'll see us.
How boring would that be?
It's going to be boring, but it's going to be fun. And I want everyone to just this could be the last time. If those three go, and even if two of the three go, this could be the last time we win the league in a long time. Because if EB doesn't stay as well, and there's a load of things that happen this summer, that we don't sign up people and we've got to do a reset. Enjoy these last 2 months as much as bloody possible. I want them to win every Premier League game all the way to the end of the season now, and make sure we get as many guards of honors as possible. Relish those guards of honors. We don't know when they're going to come back, so don't be sad about it ending. Be glad it's happening and enjoy every single minute, lads. Every minute. Cheer these boys on Sunday, and then the second onwards, as just sing those hearts out every game, because you don't know when it's going to come back. You don't know when it's going to happen again. We wish it's soon, but let's just bloody enjoy it, man. Just don't take it for granted.
Look, that's lifted the mood, I think, of everyone. It's definitely lifted my mood. You've got a super chat from Suj.
I know, I'm just putting it up. I wanted to get a gap. So big up Gags and brother Grizz. Just leaving this here to remind people, like and subscribe. And this is coming from Aguna. Love for the love, man. This boy, every time, even when Liverpool loses in here, like trying to cheer us up on the weekend, this boy is just something else as an Arsenal fan. I think you're a rare breed, my friend. You're a rare breed.
He looks like, by the way, he looks like me as well.
Wow. We have a doppelganger, Grizz, and he's much kinder than you, Grizz. Look at this.
No, he's much kinder than me. I'm a horrible person. Yeah.
Let's just go through some of these.
Let's go through some of these.
We have 3 points more than this time last season. We're on to win our next game. He does this every week. Goal ratio. He does this every week.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Bring this. So we have 3 points more.
Yeah, because we broke down after this. Yeah, we broke down.
We broke down at this point, didn't we?
The last 2 weeks, the last 2 months were the hardest for us. And that's
so how many points did we end up on last season? 83?
82?
82?
Yeah. So I did this analysis, by the way.
Go on. I like these ones.
If we end the season the same way we ended last season, got the same amount of points, we'd end up on 85 points, which is the maximum Arsenal can get right now. And they're not winning every game. We're literally the champions already. So even if we capitulated like last year, we'd still finish on the same amount of points they can get if they win 10 in a row. And they ain't winning 10 in a row. So, guys, it's done.
Okay. Can our capitulation...
We drew 4 and we lost 2 last year.
I was going to say, Gags, can our capitulation, though, there's a spanner in the works and I'm about to throw it at you. Can our capitulation be worse? Because you just said
no, not with a game a week now, not with the way it's going. Because at this point last season, we were hanging on. We went to a Carabao final where we literally had just kids playing the whole thing, and then we carried another month. We carried on for another month with players just coming back, but then we overplayed those players coming back, and they broke down again, and that's where it ended. So we're not in that point where people have broken down. And now if they start breaking down with a month to go, we'll crawl over the line, but we'll get there. We'll get there because we still have 5 home games, Grizz. And that's the key.